Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. On this channel, I am going to start a new series on language and linguistics. This is a course where we do not find anywhere fully, but on this channel, I am going to prepare a full course on this language and linguistics. So stay connected with me. First of all, we are going to look different definitions of language which are given by different linguistics. So, first definition is by Edward Sapir. What he said? He said that language is a purely human. So, it is language is only spoken by humans. No animal can speak it. And non-instinctive method. What does that mean? That we are not born with language. It is not natural, but we learn it by societal factors. We learn it by our surroundings. So it's non-instinctive method of communicating ideas, emotions and desires by means of voluntarily produced symbols. So it is the symbols which are created by us, and we use these symbols. Like for example, we have a heart, so we use this word heart to to symbolize different things. For example, heart symbolizes love and heart is also an organ. So we made different symbols and we use the symbols to communicate. So what Edward Sapir want to say that language is basically made by or created by different symbols. It is not natural. So we are not born with language. It is created by our surroundings or society. Then we have Noam Chomsky. What Noam Chomsky said, that language is a set of sentences. We have different sentences, each finite in length and constructed out of a finite set of elements. So we have limited words. For example, we have the word cats, dogs, eats, drinks. So we can make different sentences out of these words, like the cat runs, the dog eats. We can create different elements or different sentences by a limited set of sentences. Then we have Bloomfield. What Bloomfield said, that language is the totality of utterances. What does that utterances mean? Utterances, that we the spoken part, what we speak is utterances that can be made in a speech community. So whatever is said, it is language. Whatever is said within the particular community or particular group is language. Then we have Halliday. Halliday said that language is a social semiotic. Semiotic is set of signs. Is that a system of signs shaped by society? So the example which I gave you of heart, that heart symbolizes, or heart is a sign of love, plus it is an organ. So there are different signs which are created by society and we use these signs to communicate. So these signs or symbols are created by society, and that is language. So these definitions, like what Sapir said, is human uniqueness. Only humans can speak language. Animals can't speak language. They can use signals. So they use different signals. They can't speak language. Chomsky focused on structure and Halliday focused on society, that language is created by society. Then we are now on features of language. We have different features. The first feature is arbitrariness. What does that word arbitrary means? Arbitrary means randomness. So in the language context, arbitrariness suggests that there is no natural connection between the word and the idea we here mean by that. For example, we have like the word tree. This tree can suggest or symbolize or looks like the actual tree. No, the word tree doesn't look like the actual tree, but we gave the name to the tree that it is tree. We can said that it is pink, it is bag, but we said that tree. We can also said some different names to it, but so there is no natural connection between the word and the idea it suggests. For example, the animal dog is called dog in English, kutta in Hindi, and parrot in Spanish. So we have different names in different languages for the same object, so there is no natural connection between the two. We can say different names to a specific thing. Then we have the other feature of language, which is systematic and rule governed. So language is structured, it is orderly maintained. Language follows rules of grammar and structures. We have different rules of grammars and we have structure of language. That's why it is very structured or orderly maintained. For example, in English we say I eat apples, not I apples eat. So not I apples eat will be wrong according to the grammar of English. Then we have vocal or sound based. So as we know that the language earlier is not first we written it, but we wrote it, but language first of all is spoken. Like when a child, first of all he speaks, not he writes. So language, primarily language is spoken, writing came much later. For example, a child learns to speak before reading or writing. Then its other feature is symbolic. Language is symbolic. How? Words are symbols for objects, actions, or ideas. The same heart symbolizes human organ, but also love. So we have symbols. These words are symbols which suggest different objects, actions, ideas, feelings, emotions, etc. So words basically are symbols. The other feature of language is its creativity and productivity. Language is creative in itself. We can create numerous sentences. For example, aliens might open a shop or on Mars. We never heard this sentence, but we created it by our own creativity. We never heard this sentence and we never use this in our daily life, but we can understand the meaning of this sentence. So we can create, or this is the productivity of the language. Animals can't create new sentences. Animals can't speak, but also they can't create. But we humans can create numerous sentences in the language which never spoken before. Then we have displacement. What does this displacement means? So we can talk about things that are not present there in this time and are not present there or in this time. So we can talk about things about past, about future, about present. So talking about like the Mughal Empire, it is past. Life in 2050, how it will be future. So we can talk about past, present. This is displacement. We can talk about the different times in language, about language. Then we have duality of structure. Duality, the word itself suggests on two levels. So like language works on two levels, sounds and words. For example, on sounds we have phonemes. Phonemes is basically the smallest unit of language. Smallest unit means like we have P, B, P, B. These are smallest units, and by using these smallest units we can create words or sentences meaningful. When we combine P a phoneme, then a phoneme A, and then phoneme T, we created a word pet. So here we have this sound. K is a sound, A is a sound, T is a sound. By using these sounds, we created a word like cat. So this work on the duality of structure. By using sounds, we can create different words. Then the other feature of language is social and cultural transmission. Language is learned in society, not inherited biologically. So we all know that language is not inherited in us. Language didn't come in inherently, but language, we learn language through society. For example, when a child learns a language, he or she does not come with language inherently, but he or she learns it by the society. For example, a child of Indian parents raised in France will speak French. A child who is born in India but lives in France, he will learn French, not Indian. So we know, we get to know that his or her parents are Indians, but he speaks French because of the environment, in which he or she raised. So it is not inherently in the child. Then we have changeability or dynamic nature. Language keeps changing with time. We can see the words which are not now in the on this time, the words we heard before. So the language keeps changing with time. For example, in old English we had this word, this HWAET, I'm not able to pronounce that, but in a modern English this is what. So the word wheat something is become now what. So this was all about language and its characteristics. I hope you liked the video, and stay connected with me for the further sessions. Thank you so much.